Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we're sieging one of the last 3 Azarian thieves. We actually made peace with the Azari. I went around my towns, just checked up on them, kind of, that type of stuff. And we waited a little bit, but not too long. Then I've just dragged our entire faction is in my army right here. We've got a 3,500 man army because, if you know, Sinala has got 1,300 defenders. So we're going to have a massive siege in our hands later on this episode. But what we're going to do here is, I think the best option here really is to take the 2 castles first, then kind of save the final siege. They have got 1 catapult, but I'm not too worried about 1 catapult really here. All we need to do is push the ladders right next to this catapult, and they can't really do anything. Obviously, it's not going to be the hardest siege. They've got 500 men. I'm not going to say they don't have any defenders in this feat, because they do have some defenders, but we just have a chunky army here. We've got, I think, around half of our, not half our force. I think we've got around about a third, actually maybe half our force. We definitely don't have our full force, I can tell you that. We have under 2,000 men, but we do have a lot of men. We can definitely go ahead and take this wall here. There's no way they're keeping these walls, especially on... If we get our massive army on that other fief, because this is the castle owned by a lord, not the king. They're going to end up pushing this ladder here. That's kind of sad. Hopefully the other ladder goes fine. But either way, if we can go ahead and get our massive actual full force against the other castle, they're going to get crushed. There's no way they're holding a castle with 500 defenders against 3,000 men. Well, actually, over 3,000 men are going to be sieging that. I am worried about Sinala, though. We could definitely take chunky losses at Sinala. We could lose like 700 men or something taking Sinala, which would be worth it, because it ends off the Azari. But what I was thinking of doing here, which may sound like a bad idea, splitting off 2-front war, is I'm thinking of maybe declaring war on the Kuzet and... Ooh, I actually need to stay alive here, otherwise we may take a lot of losses. I guess this works. Just don't know if they can hit me. I'm a bit dead here. I don't know if there's any way I can get back up. I might just be dead. I can farm a few kills from here. No, I'm dead anyway. Yeah, I fell off the wall, but we're looking like we might take the wall here. We do outnumber them massively. So even this little group on the wall outnumbers their full force. And I've got quite a few flaxmen. I've got a lot of elite infantry on the field here. Flaxmen should just be able to destroy them. Yeah, so we're getting obviously great kills here. We're obviously going to take this fief. I didn't think we were going to lose this fief. If we lost this fief, then we're the most pathetic kingdom in the entire Caledonian civilizations, because there's no way we're losing this fief with a grand army. The biggest army that this campaign's probably seen. But that's obviously really good, crushing this. And if we crush this, I'm thinking what I don't know if I said, I might have said. I'm thinking of declaring war on Battania and Kuzet, which seemed like a bad idea. In all honesty, I want the Azarian clans to join the Battanians. And I'm hoping that we can deal damage against the Kuzets. The Kuzets is an actual war, Battania is kind of, I want to give them the clans. Plus, I might make peace with Valendia a bit sooner. If they start raiding me, I might attack them to kind of shut them up, but otherwise I'm not going to. But obviously that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and obviously skip to the next siege, so I'll be back once... Actually, we're going to skip for the vote, then I'll be back once we're ready to launch the Assault on Underpower, so I'll see you then. Alright, so we're back just before the vote, actually. We've got a few updates here. Lycron got took by the south. It looks like they might be losing it. They also might be losing Cyronia here. They also might be losing Corinia, which we're not really bothered about castles, but I just thought I might as well update you. Also, Battania, this is why I'm kind of worried about Battania maybe dying here. They're losing Pendrayax, and they've also lost Legetta, so they've lost one of the major cities that they took extra. But we're going to go ahead and go for the vote of this here. He has no land. Honestly, I'm going to force it to him. He gets more land, then she can get the last town and castle. Then he just needs some of the Kuzet, like towns hopefully, or something like that. They have that many men, but they've only got 80 on the battlefield right now, which we outnumber them just basically in cavalry. They have no archers. Which means if we go ahead and get a good archer position, they're just dead. There's nothing they can really do if we get a good archer position set up here.
Loose forward!
If we get a beautiful archer position with infantry holding out the front, stopping them from advancing,
Cavalry!
We can get the cavalry to just crush their cavalry flanks. It's not like they really hold much weight. We can go ahead and just shoot them here. Yeah, we should just be able to crush them here, especially if the fiends get lined up. When the fiend champions get lined up, it's just going to be an absolute defeat for them. The only annoying thing is it's a night battle, so you can't really see too much, but hopefully you can. Oh, we might need to have the men a little bit closer to the archer line than I thought.
Move forward! Ready yourselves!
I think that's still a decent position where we can bore them.
Make a shield wall! Move!
We can make a shield wall, definitely. The archers can then cover them. Now it should just be a sweep of their infantry here. Obviously they do have 3 waves, but if we can just sweep their first wave with basically no losses, then it's going to be beautiful here. If we take down 80 for like 20 men or something like that, that's not going to be bad. That's definitely not going to be bad. Especially with me going ahead and getting quite a few kills here. Me managing to pick up quite a few kills is decently nice. Because obviously if we crush this army, it's only 800 men against our 3,000. But only 800 men. 800 men is still a lot of strength. Plus it kind of stops them from being able to siege anything again. Because they've only got 4 clans, I think. Oh no, I think they've got 3 actually. They've got 3 clans, I think. They've got 3 or 4 actually. I think they have 4. Yeah, I think they have 4. They have 4 clans and some mercenary houses, so they can't really recruit us men real quick. Like we can. So it's going to take them a while to get these 800 men back. And they don't have a while. They have about probably 6 days to gather the biggest force that the Azarian Empire has ever gathered to stop us. Otherwise they're dead. Which I heavily doubt they're going to be able to do. I'm just going to charge everything. We outnumber them that much at this point, especially with those 80 kills, that we can just full charge. Oh, I missed. They do have some good infantry, so they can actually deal some damage, but not damage that we're bothered about really with a big army like this. We could lose 200 men and it would do nothing. We do need at least 2,800 men, I'd say, to siege Senala. If we don't have that, I think we might have a chance of losing our full army. It's definitely a risk, so we have to definitely be careful. We have to be very, very careful with what we do here. We can't lose many in that castle siege. I don't think we will, because how heavily we outnumber them, but we just need to be careful here. And then once the Azarian Empire is dead, then we're leading our forces straight up to the Accusates. I'm not going to keep this big army. This big army is only to crush that town of Sinala, because it has so many defenders. Besides that, we're going to maybe keep like a 2,000 man army or something like that. It's obviously still pretty big. A 2,000 man army is nothing to be thinking it's small, but it's definitely going to be good. And I know I haven't really brought up the topic recently, but I think it's kind of time here, especially with when this video is going to come out. It's a decent bit closer. I can't actually wait for War Sales. War Sales is going to be definitely a good update. I'm pretty sure that the people are saying it's a DCL. I mean DLC. Sorry. I'll be honest. I'm not too sure about what that is. I'm pretty sure it's just an add-on for the game that you pay for, which I don't mind buying it, especially if it makes the game more fun for me and makes it more enjoyable to watch for you guys. So obviously when that drops, I'm going to be going ahead and buying it hopefully. And if I buy that, that will hopefully make the game quite interesting with ships and a whole new faction as well, with probably brand new troop tree and more lords to to kingdoms and just a whole new dynamic to the game and a bunch of different stuff, just absolutely beautifully. And kind of off topic of my channel here is I've actually been getting into Minecraft recently, which isn't really like Mount Blade, but at the same time it does have like medieval combat, i.e. swords and bows and axes, and I've actually been playing that quite a bit. And if anybody needs help, leave in the comments, because I don't know if any of you guys play Minecraft, but I do. And if anybody needs help adding like mods to Bedrock Edition, then go ahead and leave that in the comments. I'll go ahead and make a video. Obviously my channel isn't about Minecraft, but I don't mind helping people out because I didn't know how to do it, and I've just figured out how to do it. So if anybody needs help with that, obviously go ahead and leave that in the comments. But obviously we're playing multiplayer here. We're not playing Minecraft, so I'm gonna stop talking about Minecraft here. But this battle's going absolutely amazing here, and we're just crushing them. I've managed to get 40 kills. I've got more kills than their entire army combined, which is pretty big flex. It's not like they have 100 men or something. They have 800 men, and I've got more kills than 800 men I've got so far. Obviously they haven't had 800 men on the battlefield, but I've got more kills than 260 men I've got, which I think is pretty insane here. It's either I'm absolutely amazing at this game, or they're absolutely terrible. And this is Bannerlord difficulty as well. It's just we gather such big forces that they can't do anything. Which is, to be fair, I think that's why we win most of our battles, because I never go in a battle with bad odds, really. Unless I need to, then I'll go into it. But otherwise, I normally, especially with sieges, we tend to crush every siege. Besides a few sieges, we tend to crush them all. Because I go in with such heavy odds in my favour that we can't lose. So that's obviously pretty good. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to skip to when I'm sieging. Oh, I'm not going to go in for a second fight. Yeah, we should just be able to crush them here. So I'll be back onto sieging their castle, so I'll see you then. Right, so we're back here, as you can see, and we're just launching this all here. I think it's not really any point in waiting, because it's just a castle. It's got 400 men. We've got 3,000, I think. I'm not sure if our full army's gathered yet. We'll obviously see after this battle. I wasn't really paying attention, in all honesty, but we're going to see. We definitely have, yeah, we outnumber them 3-1. There's nothing really they can do here. The only thing we can do, really, is make sure all of the men get on that side of the wall so we don't get hit by that catapult. Because we could take some losses to that catapult right there. But besides the catapult, then there's not really much danger in the siege. We can just go ahead and charge up the wall, and it should just be a sweep here. That's obviously going to be a little bit dangerous, Sanala Siege. Sanala Siege, we could lose our full force, and that would be horrendous. We have to win the Sanala Siege. We're going to need a push, but I don't think I'm going to do the boring tactic of break the walls and stuff. I think I'm going to let them keep the walls. I might do one siege engine, one battering ram, break all the catapults, and leave one ladders. We can see how that goes. I think that's probably the plan. I don't think I want to crush the walls, because I think I want it to be like a nice siege where we do have a bit of risk. I don't want to just make it an easy siege where there's no catapult. I mean, no catapult, no walls, obviously, so we can just run through. Because if we run through the walls, we're just going to crush them. There's no way they're winning if we just run through the walls. But yeah, I don't think we'll crush the walls, but we might try other stuff. Oh, I thought it was dead there. The other ladder is struggling, sadly, but at least I'm on the wall. We do need to be a little bit careful going down early here, because we can still take a lot of losses. I don't think we'll take losing losses, but we can take a lot of losses. Why is my sword not doing any damage? Well, it's not doing no damage, but it's not doing the one-tap damage that it should be. The good thing is we pushed them off the wall here. I am going to probably go down in all honesty. Yeah, oh, that's not good. Oh, especially not that my Fiend Champion is going right in the fire line of the catapult here. Hopefully the catapult can't hit them from there. Oh, they took over the catapult here. Kind of. The Fiend Champions are doing more there, but they're also in a lot more danger. Which I'd prefer them to be safe and not doing much than be in extreme danger from a catapult one-tapping the full force. Because one catapult ball right there, perfectly shot, could take out about 8 Fiend Champions in one shot, which 8 Fiend Champions are very valuable units. I'd rather 8 Fiend Champions over probably about 50 Imperial Archers. Just normal Imperial Archers, like the tier 2s. I'm pretty sure they'd win as well. Pretty sure 8 Fiend Champions would win against 50 Imperial troops. But we're absolutely just devastating their lines here. Obviously with the sheer numbers we have, I would have kind of assumed it, considering one group of our infantry outnumbers their entire force. Hopefully nobody's glitching this. Yeah, luckily nobody is. Because if you don't know, in previous episodes, there's been people glitching there, and it's been quite annoying, because We've had to either... I've been alive one time, and I just spent a little bit swinging, but another time we had to actually retreat and send troops, and we lost like 150 men because of it. Yeah, we can go ahead and pillage this. I'm not really bothered about Uka's relation. Oh, yeah, 300 men. I don't think it's worth having 300 men in a garrison like this. Nobody's going to really pay that, I don't think. I certainly wouldn't pay 300 for 300 troops in a castle garrison if I'm not planning on rebelling, which I'm hoping none of my lords are planning on rebelling, because that would be pretty bad. But yeah, we can go ahead and donate the men. I'll be back once we're actually ready to launch the assault on Tanala, so I'll see you then. Right, so we're back, GG. We're going to quickly save here, but we're actually ready to launch the assault on Sanala here, which Sanala is obviously heavily defended here. They've got 1,500 men here. We've got quite a few updates, but they've got a lot of men. We have to launch the assault. Well, we don't have to, but obviously I want to. And we outnumber them by just over 2 to 1, so we technically have the odds to win, but they are powerful men. They probably have palace guards and different stuff like that. We've got siege engines, which obviously we're going to let our men command and take to the walls, but we're going to head straight for the ladders here. We're going to get all of our force pushing all on one side here, which I think, where would the ladders be? The ladders like there. Yeah, they are. Yeah, so we can go ahead and just push all of the men on this wall right here. They don't have any catapults, so we don't need to worry about getting shot by any catapults here. Which is obviously a very nice thing. And we're obviously going to go ahead and split the men up here. We're going to charge the ladders. And we're just going to overall get this siege done here. And with us winning this, the Azari will then be dead. Then we're going to declare war on Kuzet and Battania. We're going to go ahead and smash up the Kuzet. We're not going to do anything to Battania unless they siege one of my towns. Then we're not going to bother with Battania really. Battania, in all honesty, the only reason we're declaring war on Battania is so that the Azarian clans hopefully join them. If it wasn't for that case, we wouldn't be declaring war on Battania. But obviously, Battania needs support here. They desperately need support. So Azarian clans joining them would be pretty good. I don't think there's really anybody the Azaria are at war against. So they'll only be at war against us, which means whatever factions we declare war on is what factions that they can join. So all we need to do is go ahead and just declare war on Battania here. And that's going to be very nice for us. I'm going to go ahead and get maybe like 20 men on the walls, then we can start actually rushing. But yeah, we're absolutely just crushing them here. This is going obviously very, very nice here. This is going very, very nice here. But yeah, like I said, if we can destroy this, which obviously right now, the current way the battle's going, we will be winning this. We're just going to charge both units now. Now that we've actually got the ladders up, we can actually just charge them. Yeah, we're just going to butcher them on the walls here. We outnumbered them by 14 total. Our siege engines are also starting to come up here. Which, once we get the siege engines lined up, it's going to be beautiful the amount of men we're going to be able to push through the walls and the gates. If we have a siege engine, 2 ladders, and a battering ram, all opening up the different sides all at once, we're going to be able to flood our infantry through the main gate and through the siege engines, and they're just going to have no chance. They're already getting crushed by the like 40 men that are on the walls. We're just going to get them to absolutely rush here. The battering ram's making it to the walls. The siege tower's at the walls here.
Footmen, attack! Infantry, charge!
We're going to try and get somebody to... Oh, there we go. Somebody actually opened the thing there. So now everything's starting to open here. It's basically the victory here. They've already lost a lot more men than we have in a lot faster time. So they're already losing, and with us just being able to flood all of our men through the gates, it's kind of just GG here. Obviously, this was a very smart planned out siege. I didn't crack the walls because obviously I kind of wanted a bit of a challenge, but they're not really standing much of a chance with the sheer weight of our force. And with our amount of men, we can definitely declare war on the Khuzaits and take that even war. Battania, I'm just hoping Battania doesn't try and go for a town siege. If they try and siege one of my towns, that's going to be terrible. Because we might have to force peace. We might have to force peace and then restart war. Just so they don't take my fief. Which is kind of a dodgy tactic, in all honesty. But I only do it for my own towns. To keep them. Because obviously if we lose our own towns, that's a lot of economy lost through the entire campaign. I don't think I've done it so far. I might have done it once or twice. But it's always an option that as a king we can force peace if they're trying to take one of my fiefs. And then we can always redeclare war later on. But yeah, we're just crushing the men on the walls here. They've managed to lose all of their positions here. If I can kill this one archer, then this entire wall is cleared of archers. Which means they've absolutely got no support on this wall. Yeah, they've got absolutely no support for any sort of fighting in this side of the wall. I've just killed their 2 reinforcements they sent to reinforce that wall. They have got a bit more infantry they're sending this way. I don't know if that's... Oh, that's combating the gate. Oh, I could definitely die to a javelin here. I'm literal 1. Yeah, I got hit in the face by a javelin. I was hoping to juke them, but we're just kind of crushing them on the staircase. Even giving us this little chokehold here. Yeah, they've just completely and utterly fumbled that there. They should have held the position. They should have held this stairway right here on the chokehold. Get some archers lined up there. They could have butchered us on that staircase here. But obviously the AI is smart enough to do that here, but they definitely could have done something there. We got Fiend champions on the walls. My Fiend champions are on the wall conquering it. This is going very, very nicely here. We are taking quite a few losses. And they're on Fiend champions and my flaxmen and stuff. I can just see Battanian troops dying in chat. Which does make sense because half the men are mine. And I'm assuming the ones that are alive are mine. Oh, all the losses are mine as well. But most of the kills are mine. Yeah, so that's obviously the victory here, but we just crushed the last Azarian fief. The Azari's biggest city that they have ever. Every single campaign, Sanal is always the biggest city, the richest city, and the best city. I'm pretty sure it is classed as the capital of Azari. I think Marus is technically the capital of Battania. I'd probably say Galen's the capital of Valandia. Zionica is probably the capital of the Western Empire. I'd probably say Balgard's the capital of Sturgia. Yeah, so Azari are gone, which is obviously very good. We can go ahead and pillage here to the last remnant of the Azarian kingdom. We can go ahead and sell all the prisoners. We can go in the dungeon, take all the prisoners that are there. We can then sell all of them for 12k. We've got 300 men. They've got 9,000 prosperity in this town. This town has a lot of stuff that I can sell them. Yeah, I just made fat stacks of money from selling to the town here. We can go ahead and disband the army. They can go ahead and recruit up. But yeah, that's beautiful. Azarian Empire is now dead. We own all of these Azarian clans, or they're dead. I think what we might go and do... I think first things first. Battanian War. We're going to go ahead and declare war on Battania. We're not going to let our clans siege anything off Battania. We don't want this as a actual fighting war. We actually want Khuzait War. Khuzait War is what we want. Khuzait War would be a close war, but worthwhile war. We want Khuzait War here, but I'm going to head up to Donutska here first. We're going to declare war on that clan. Then we're going to take the city. We're going to give it to Porphilios here. Then once we've gained that, every clan in our kingdom has a fief. Obviously, I'm reaping money from Sanala. How much is it making me? Sanala's making me 3k with 1.2k being spent. We do have a lot of prosperity in our own towns here. 7,000 prosperity, 5,000, 7,000, 8,000, 4,000 is quite pathetic from Carbenseth here, but it's not too bad. We've got 1,500 man army walking about there. What we're going to do is we're going to be very... yeah, okay, good. We're on defensive already. So we're going to head up to their side of the wall here. Well, not their side of the wall, but that bit of the wall. Ooh, Beltnor's trying to take it for himself. We definitely wanted to go to an Azarian kingdom. I mean, Azarian clan. A fief from the Azarian kingdom. So, well, obviously, I'll be back once we're sieging Danuchka, but we're going to make sure Beltnor doesn't do anything that we don't want him to do. Oh! They've just joined the Western Empire. So the West has just gained a clan. Doesn't really make a difference to us, really. But I'll just double check. That's definitely in the West, isn't it? Yeah, they joined the West as we heading over there to kill them. So that's good for the West. Not amazing for us. So obviously I'll be back once we're ready to do something. As long as they don't siege anything of ours, we're not going to siege anything in Battania here. We're literally just in this to give them some clans. But we'll be back once we're outside of one of the Crusade fiefs that I want to take. And we're ready to siege. So I'll see you then. Right, so we're back, as you can see. Tulig is actually here. It's going to cost us 500 influence. I don't think we're going to be taken prisoner, actually. I might have just made myself get taken prisoner. I'm not too sure. I might be able to slip out of the town. Yeah, I did. Right, we're back, as you can see. And we're going to go ahead and just take this. It shouldn't be too hard. They have 800 men. But we have a decent army. I think it's like 2,000 men or something like that. Which, 2,000 men, to be fair, is actually a pretty big army. Not a decent army. But for a fief this size, it's a decent army. And obviously we're going to just go ahead and set up the normal thing. I am actually going to bow instead of pushing the ladders up though, because they're probably just going to push the ladders straight back down. It's better if I get some damage on these people. Especially almost killing one of them. And actually killing one of them. Sadly my cover just got shot, so it's actually going to go ahead and move, but I didn't think my horse was going to die, so it's like I wasn't particularly that bothered about it getting hit a few times. Because that has decent horse armor. Well, decent is an understatement. It has, I think, the best horse armor in the game. Why are they all pushing up that ladder but not pushing up the other one? Oh, because the one I set for this ladder's miles away. That makes sense. But either way, once we get on the walls here, this is obviously going to be great because we can just crush them. There's actually a flaxman that was stood on the wall, not even on the ladder, it was on the wall, which is actually kind of funny here. We're already getting more kills than they've got of us, but that's because of being champions and me. Without us, we would have got 0 kills. Yeah, we can go ahead and just kill these Crusade horsemen. I'm pretty sure they're horsemen. No, they're actually infantry. Well, to be fair, I think the horsemen and infantry are the same units. Just one's for horse and one's for infantry. Like, they've got the same armor and the same tools and stuff. I think just one of them has better riding skill, the other one has better, like, sword skill or whatever. Or they might just be the exact same as one of them's on horseback. I'm not too sure, but obviously, this is going very, very nicely, obviously. We only got 26 kills, which isn't like, oh, well, it's a victory, but we took 1 death, which is an injury. It is one of my troops, which, considering actually I've got most of the force, that kind of makes sense. Does seem like they're always giving me the majority of the force, no matter what. It might be because I'm the most elite, and these guys don't really have very elite men, but it is actually causing us to win a lot of these battles because there's such elite men on the battlefield, but it's because it's my such elite men. Which their force is kind of crumbling here. Yeah, their force is definitely crumbling a lot. Those 3 are basically dead. Oh, they've got a decent formation out of the gate here. A little bit dangerous, but oh, especially if I get surrounded here by infantry. Because I can't really do anything when I'm surrounded like that. But if we can kill one of them, then kind of run through the gap that they've made, it's not too bad. We can actually be a bit more aggressive now that they've actually been split off. It's actually kind of funny when the shields break, because it just proves how much the AI block that have broke their shields before they die. Yeah, I'm absolutely just chopping them in the back here, which is obviously quite nice because we're breaking down their line very, very good. Which obviously the more we break down their line, the more we can just flood through the line and then crush them. But I'm going to go ahead and head to where they're probably, yeah, respawning here, which if we can hold them back from respawning, or like their respawn men from getting reinforced. Because if they reinforce their men that they're already there, they'll probably end up saving them and dealing a little bit more damage. But if I hold them off just for the 2 seconds that I held them off there, we might be able to finish off that force and actually focus on the reinforcements here. Which, it's going very nice. We're definitely crushing them. This is definitely going beautifully here. And all we need to do is take a castle and another town. We can take 2 clans off Kuzet's. I only want 3 clans in total, but if we take a town, another castle, we can take a full... Well, we can take a full 2 clans off them, plus 2 towns and a castle as well. 2 clans and a town and a castle isn't bad. It's definitely not bad. And then we can obviously finish off the rest of the Kuzet's. And if we finish off the rest of the Kuzet's, then that's just Kuzet's dead. Obviously, that's definitely further episode, because we're not going to be able to do it all in this episode. I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to get the other town and other castle siege done this episode, because we've already done quite a lot of sieges. And I can only post 60-minute videos to YouTube. So we're already probably pushing that limit by a decent chunk. But we can probably siege another fief at least. We might even actually be able to hire that clan that he comes with the castle, if that makes sense. We're going to leave the vault for as long as possible, because we need to talk to that clan, obviously. But I'd probably say this is a victory here. Unless any of them are glitched, then it's most likely the victory here. Especially with them just floating in like idiots, not even swinging, I don't think. They're swinging a little bit, but most of them are just trying to walk past our men. Which is bad for them, good for us. Because obviously if they're not swinging, they're not dealing damage. And if they're not dealing damage, then they're just dying for nothing. I think this is their final wave of men. Of reinforcements, should I say. But yeah, this is going very beautifully, especially the amount of kills I'm getting. I'm getting an incredible amount of kills here. I've managed to get 63 kills. Did I level up? What did I level up? Athletics, probably. Oh, I got 1 in tactics. I don't have a point in athletics, actually, so I probably can't level that up anymore. There's 7 men left, probably all retreating. I might be able to bore that guy. Just with a slight bit of his arm I can see. Maybe not. Yeah, that's a victory either way. But that's a good victory here. Like I said, I think I'm going to try and hold off the vote as long as possible. I don't think we're going to be able to siege something before the vote pops up. So what we're probably going to have to do, that's actually pretty good. Turning our relation from -5 to 5 is pretty good. Oh, we are actually going to have to pillage, so our relation is going to go from 5 to -10. Ooh, they're trying to dump 500 men into this garrison. Which, I know for a fact no lord's going to pay 500k. I mean, not 500k, 500 troops. But we'll be back once we've either found the lord or we're forced to do the vote, so I'll see you then. Right, so we're back, as you can see. We're forced to do the vote, sadly, which means it is going to go to Porphilios, not the Kuzet clan that we were hoping. The Kuzet clan I was looking for, do you know, the lord? They're actually in an army, and they're sieging Hus Felipe. They think they're going to be able to take it. Which, obviously they're not. Because I'm going to go over there and defend, but we're just checking out. None of the Azarian clans, sadly, have joined anybody. We have got 2 armies, though. 2 decent-sized armies as well. Not any weak, pathetic army. We've got 1,500 and 900. And I've set them offensive against the Kuzet and defensive against the Battanians. Battania isn't sieging us at all. Wait, is he Azar? Is it Monchon? Oh, they're actually sieging Oniria. We're actually going to head up to there, because if we can defend Oniria, well, Ona, I would say, but if we can defend that, they're not sieging Hus Felipe, so if we can defend that, That's going to be pretty good. Take this force out. Actually, I'm just going to charge them here. We're just going to charge, crush them, and we're going to run away. We're going to run away with saving, not Hus Felipe, saving this town off. Well, we basically took it off the Crusades and just give it to the south, which I don't mind. Because it's not like we desperately needed the fief. So saving that for the south's quite good. Plus it's crushing our enemy, which crushing our enemy is always needed. Yeah, we've got 60 defenders. We might just actually not make it. Oh, I think we just made it in time. Yeah, we just made it in time. Yeah, so we can go ahead and crush that here. That had literally 0 defenders left. Sadly, Akram got taken by the town, which is very annoying. The town owning Akram is very annoying because I can't get him. So now we just can't get him to join us here. All because the town took him. So our target here is definitely... Oh, actually no, we'll target Unsec. Unsec. Our people can target whatever they want. Rementoil. Why are you sieging Battanian thieves? Where's Rementoil? Yeah, why are you targeting Battanian thieves? Oh, it's because we're defensive against the Crusades as well. I put defensive for both of them, so they weren't targeting. Oh, actually, crushing the army while it's weak might be a better idea. Did they just attack me? Are they stupid or something? Yeah, we're gonna have to break both those armies, but for some reason these guys are thinking they're gonna kill me. Which obviously isn't gonna happen. So we're gonna do this battle, and actually I think what we're gonna do this battle, then we're gonna end off this episode here.
On my command!
We obviously don't want to be in a glitchy position here. If they've got missile calf, we obviously want to sit on the side of the lake. Or whatever you want to call it. Because if they have to cross water, we can just bow them down while they're crossing the water. And there's nothing really they can do about it. We need to get our men moving. They've got 90 missile calf, which is going to be a big threat to our force. 90 missile calf is definitely going to be a big threat. If we can maybe get some bow shots in. Obviously it's 300 meters, so I'm not really optimistic any of these are going to hit. But maybe they might. We might just manage to hit a lucky shot. We did before I went from a random shot and I got an achievement for hitting 200 meters in a while. I was a little bit confused, but then I figured out that we actually went and hit that shot, which was quite a nice shot. I think it was against an Azarian force. But if we can go ahead and stop them over the river with their weak missile cav, like that's not Fiend Champion, that's not Khan's Guard against Fiend Champions, it's Fiend Champions against scrappy men. So if we can go ahead and get our men lined up, that looks like a massive slaughterhouse to me. That even looks like a slaughterhouse just for me to swing my sword at. For the Fiend Champions, that should be a field day for kills. That should be an absolute field day. Yeah, all the missile cav, all of their missile cav that they could have used so wisely, they've used across the water, which is going to get them all killed. We're going to shield wall the infantry. We're going to get cavalry to charge their missile cav, and we can just destroy them. This should just be beautiful here. Oh, they're crossing the water again to get away. If they continue to cross the water, we can continue to just ball spam them. They've already lost 50 men. We can continue to play this game. Whatever game they're trying to play, we can continue to play. I don't really know what their plan is. I don't know if they're trying to retreat from my cavalry, but at the same time get their missile cav doing something. But no matter what they're doing, it's working in our favour. We've got 70 kills to 0. To 0, that's actually insane, the tactics here. Of just sitting on this edge of the water, holding it with Fiend Champions so tightly that they can't get anybody across. They legitimately can't move anybody across. They've lost most of their formation here. Their missile cav are in the ground. We lost one troop and their missile cav are in the ground. This is great here. They're all getting absolutely destroyed here. This is going beautifully here. We can go ahead and kill that lord. Yeah, that's even better. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage from that. They've got even scrappier missile cav now. If we can get them pinned in the water, Fiend Champions can have an absolute field day. The Fiend Champions can have an absolute field day with their lines. It's going to be the easiest kills the Fiend Champions have ever got. We're going to charge the cavalry against them, hoping they're trying to retreat and cross the water. Fiend Champions have melted 150. Well, we took 150 in total. I've got 30 of them dead. Fiend Champions have got 100. Flaxmen have held off the run, getting 18 kills. Then some Horsemen have got 2 kills. And some Horsemen have got 9. But our Fiends are actually doing insane. 105 kills, they took 0 casualties in return. We took a few Horsemen. We do need to be a little bit cautious with our Horsemen. We're mainly just trying to force their hand to retreat across the water. Because when they do, they get absolutely peppered. Yeah, they're down to 100 men on their final reinforcement, and we've lost 5 men. This battlefield was perfect to counter cavalry. This is literally, though, the Crusades' worst nightmare for a battlefield here. They're down to 120 men, which are mainly spread across an infantry unit. We've got a bigger infantry unit. They're going to have to cross water where they're just going to take damage. That 75 is already at 67. What are they going to be at when they actually make it to our lines? They're at 62. They've lost 13 men before even making it to our lines. They've lost 20 men. This is actually insane. I knew Fiend Champions were good, but I didn't know they were this good. Especially on a battlefield like this. They've lost 28 men before even making it to our lines here. They've lost 30 men before making it to our lines. They haven't even met our infantry lines and they've lost over half their unit. Yeah, they lost over half their unit before they even made it to the infantry line. And now they're probably going to start retreating in a minute, which they're not going to be able to do because the Fiend Champions are just going to be merciless. They dealt 7 casualties. That's insane. We took no losses. This is the freest victory. This is literal free. We do need recruits, and sadly we're not getting experience from this. We're just getting money. We're getting money, influence, renown. Which actually we don't need renown. We're climbing to tier 6, so we're just getting influence and money here. Which is still good. It's definitely good. The Fiend Champion just popped him from there. Yeah, we're just going to charge the rest of our men into their forces here. There's 100 infantry against, at most, 4 of them. Yeah, they just got crushed here. That was one of the most beautiful battles I've done. 8 casualties taken for 300 deaths. That's one of the most beautiful battles I've done. That was absolute perfect tactics. We can go ahead and obviously let a lot of the lords go. We can take the prisoners though. Well, the higher tier ones. And yeah, we've just wiped their army. Their new created army is gone. I took no losses. That's beautiful. Then we can go ahead and chase this other army. Are they still sieging Ramontoil? Well, I guess they're not going to siege anything then. If they're planning on sieging Ramontoil, which is a Battanian fief, then they're not going to siege anything. 3 armies though. 3 armies could be pretty good. I think we're obviously going to go ahead and end off the episode here. What I might do though is... Oh, Diameter rebelled. Yeah, so they might go ahead and join somebody. I doubt the Crusaders are going to be able to deal with that at the minute, especially if I weaken them a lot. But obviously, we'll be back in the next episode with more stuff. I I think I might head back to my town, recruit some men, sort out some of my towns and stuff. So a decent chunk of fiefs might have been taken. I'm not too sure. It depends on what our armies do. But obviously, we'll be back in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate the likes, the comments, the just anything overall, the subs, anything. I really do appreciate it because I just love making map videos. I really love recording them. I don't mind it in all honesty, but I absolutely love recording them. So thank you. Oh, Battania trying to take one of my fiefs. Well, that's what we'll be doing in the next episode, defending Xeon. So I'll be back, obviously, in the next episode. So thanks for watching. Peace.